In this particular module, I'll explain you that how will you define a variable and what are different types of variable that can be defined. You'll also learn how you can make your first for loop, which can do a iterative thing. You'll also learn some more interesting example of do while loop, do until loop, all those things. I also want to explain you that how will you avoid spelling errors with option explicit. I'll show you how you use it. I'll show you how to take user input, how to provide output, and how will you know a syntax, VBA syntax for a particular task, because if at all you're looking for a VBA syntax, how can you use record macro feature to know the syntax? This is a blank Excel, so I'll be doing everything from scratch so that you can see one by one. So first let's go to the integrated development environment, for which I'm just pressing Alt F11 and I reach to VBA. Let me say insert module. So I have reached here. Let me create a procedure and I'll say that first program. Okay, it's like very much like the hello world kind of thing that you're going to do. And now let me show you how do you define a variable. So let's say I'm saying dim. Dim means like you're defining a variable, and let's say I'm saying I as integer. If you look at, you have many types of variable available. Let's say I want to define nm as, and you look at what are available. You know, you have many things, but I'll tell you some of the most important thing you'll be using more common. So you have integer, you have double. Double is like, you know, when you want to have decimal thing. You can use float also, which is integer and long are pretty much same. It is essentially like when you have very big number, integer number, you use long. Double and float is again similar way. There are other aspects also, like you can define worksheet. So if you look at, if you want to traverse into different worksheets, you know, you can press, you know, look at, you can define something like a worksheet also, so that if at all you are interested in traversing different worksheets of this Excel, you can use this object. You also have option like defining string, and good part is that the moment you say as, it shows a drop down and you press, you type one or two character, it shows. So you can see string, which you'll be using essentially if you want to store name, any text kind of thing. You have date also available, you know, which you can use. Look at date here available, which you can use. And you can so integer, long, float, double, these are some of the things that you'll be using more often than others. Now let me show you that, you know, I created a variable, let's say dim counter as integer. Now let me show you that, you know, how I can create a first for loop, and I'll show you that how do you make sense of that. So to create a for loop, what you need to do, and look at Excel that way is very smart. So you can say for I equal to 1 to 5, you know, and say next I. If I do this time right now, you know, it will run for 5 times, but how will you know that it is running? So let me show you some two, three different ways, and this will also help you understand some of the output mechanism that is available in the Excel. So one of the ways that, you know, I can say, and let me just put it 4 because or 3, you know, I don't want to print it too many times right now. So what it will do, it will start with 1, will go next time it will become 2, next time it will become 3, and then it will come out. So let me show you that how it will run, and it will show it to you, and different methods by which you can know. So one of the option by which you can know is called message box, which is all about that it will show you that as a prompt. So let me show you how the prompt you will be getting. This is my run number, and you look at what it will produce. It will produce, this is my run number 1, run number 2, run number 3. Let me test it. To test it, there are two ways. One is that I run it this way, and see what will happen. Say run. This is my run number 1, run number 2, run number 3, and that's it. It exited. There can be one more way, one more way is that, in lieu of doing this, what I can say, go to this worksheet and just type it. So just type it here that how many times it has run. But then I don't know the syntax that how you can directly write here. So let me show you how I can use Excel features to know that. So what I'm coming here, I'm going to the view macro, and I'm saying record macro. I'm using this just to know the syntax so that I can just use that. I'll say this. That is sufficient because now I know how to come here and how to write here. Now let me just go ahead here and stop recording. Let's see what it has recorded. So if you look at in module 2, and if you are working in module 1, your recording will go into new module. It says seat output dot select and formula like that. Now let's see that if at all I can use this syntax to write programmatically in this particular Excel that this is my run number 1, this is my run number 2, all those things. So let's see how I can use it. So what I'm going to do, I'll just copy and paste the syntax. I'll paste it here, and seat output dot select, that is fine. Range A1 select. Now if you look at, you'll not like to select A1 all the time. For first run you like to select A1, second run you like to select A2, so that it goes down and down. So what I did, %I. So what it will do, first time A1, second time A2, third time A3, and I'll write here this is my run number, and I'll put it here I. Now look at what will happen, and I don't need this, this is pretty okay. So if I'm going to do this, it will run, and it's what it is expected. It's expected that it will come here and write. So now let me show you that if at all I do it here, what will happen. But now I don't need to show you message box, which I have already done. So let me use one of the tool of the edit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here, I say comment. So it has commented. I could have put directly the codes also, and that would have been the same thing. Now I need to run it, and it is expected to write 3 times. Let's see. Now let me show you one more way of running it, and that will also help you to understand why sometimes we put a need to do that. So I went to view, macro, first program, run it. So it did it. What happens, if by chance I would have written something like this, that I know seat output dot 0 select output, let's say if I would have selected seat, and let's say after that I want to commit here. So I would have selected something like this, seat nodes dot select. Then what will happen, if you come here, or you come here, write view macro, run it, you don't realize that it has run or not unless you come here. And that time, at times you put a prompt. The prompt again is nothing but the VBA syntax, that message box syntax, and you can say message box program executed successfully. So if you look at what will happen now, if I run this, it will come. Now there can be various ways of running the program. You are seeing one way, like where I am going and showing you all the time like this. There can be that one option that I have shown you, that I can come here, I can set a option like Control K, and I can do one more thing. Let me show you one more way, very interesting way of doing that. So what I can do, insert, and let me this time insert a shape. So let me just come here, there is picture, Let me just come to this shape here. So here you go, insert shapes, and in different Excel, probably 2010 or something, you'll have differently, but it will work pretty okay. So you come here, say rounded rectangle, and I did something like this. Okay, now I can actually write some text also in that. I can say run my macro. Okay, now you see, you select this particular, and assign macro. Now you can say first program, just say okay. And what is the advantage? Advantage is that now I can simply click on this and it will execute, right? You look at it has come. But now let me show you how to take some user input also. So right now I showed you for 3 times, but what if I want it to run, as many times as I want to run. So let's do it this way, that I want to take user input, so I can do it multiple ways, but let me show you first way. First way is that I do counter, and I put a input box. Input box will give a option to user so that he can do. And look at the moment I wrote input box, I did that. It is showing me different things that are component of input box. So you can say prompt. So you can say please type how many times you want to run this loop, and you can say what is the title of this, user input. Let's say I should say input box demonstration, input box demonstration. And you can actually define where it will appear and all those things, but that's okay pretty much for the time being. You just close it. So what will happen, it should give a prompt and you will taking it here. Now let me show you that how it works, and I'll use this to show you that how I'm going to use this particular thing. This video should not take too long, so in between I'll keep checking how long it is. So it has become 12 minutes. So I'll run it here and then I'll record the next portion in in the other video. So now it is here. Let me show you how does it work like. So you come here, run the macro, say it has given a prompt. Let's say I put it 5. Okay, you put it 5. You look at what counter has taken 5. You understand why it is called integrated development environment, because you can move your mouse and you can see it. And in fact, like you look at breakpoint, so it run till here and it is stopped. Now in fact I can do F8, F8 here, and it will keep moving, step by step. I know it is 5 times. For the time being I'll just stop it and I run it, and look at project executed successfully. And look at here what has happened. It has written, but it has written just 1 to 3. Okay, I stopped it. So let me just do it this time again, and this time I'm not put a, and here I'll have to use this counter. So what I'll do, I'll use this counter. So now if you look at from I equal to 1 to counter, whatever I'm entering, it will run that many times. So let me show it to you. I come here, run it here, and let's say I put 6, it has run. Just come here, it has written 6 times. But if I write this time 3 times, again it will look like as if it has run 6 times only. So what I need to do, I need to add little bit of syntax here to clean this before running. Let me show you how do I do it and how do I record that check again. So I'm going to do view macro, record macro. I'll again use this to learn the syntax. I'll come here and in first go I will just delete it, and then I'll come back again here. What is the advantage? Now I have the syntax that how do you delete the whole thing, and then I'll start running my program. So what I'll do here now, I'll go to module 2, look at it as saying select everything, delete, and then come back to this sheet. I'll simply copy paste here, and now I'll paste it here. So what will happen now, It will do the cleanup first and then it will ask for the input. So let's say if I'm running it, 2 times, you see 2 times output. If I'm running it 5 times, you are seeing 5 times output. And now if I run it 2 times also, otherwise what would have happened? It would have done this two and this, it would have left just like that. But now if I run 2 times, it will just show 2 times. So if you look at it, has run 2 times and it has done the job. Let me explain you some of these things like do while loop, misspelling and all those things in next video.